I wanted to film an update video. We've been in this house for just over 2 months now, and a lot has changed, obviously. This is still my absolute just arch nemesis. I need to dig all of this crap out, and I just haven't worked on it because we're still waiting for gutters. I've tried planting this. It's drowned out most of what I've put in the ground. Same for this little area over here. I had it planted up all cute, and then we got a terrible rain, and you can see it just drowned everything out, tore everything up. So I've just got some hostas and some coleus. I planted a I can't even think of what it's called right now. I planted a couple plants in here. This bed gets a lot more sun than I initially thought because we moved here like late winter, early spring, and so this just gets a whole thing blasted with evening sun. So a little bit of a challenge there. But my planters on the front porch are looking great. I've got some sweet potato vines, some coral bells, some lobelia, which was blooming, but it's a little crisped right now. Some caladiums, and then your classic front porch urn ferns. These are definitely black-eyed Susans. I know in the first video that I posted, I said I think that's what they are. But you can see they're getting ready to bloom. I'm really excited. These things have gotten so massive, and they're going to look so pretty next to this. I think it's a lace cap hydrangea. I mean, can we just talk about this? Unreal. Some of the blooms are blue, some of them are pink, some of them are purple. I'm just like absolutely in love with this thing. I cannot believe how beautiful it is. Every day I walk out here and I'm just like more amazed by how just stunning this plant is. I'm so happy this is what it turned out to be. I had no idea what it was going to be when we moved in, and I'm just like so excited that this is what it is. So lots of changes here. This was full of weeds and just looking kind of rough. So I've weeded it all out. I've planted some coral bells and some brunera or brunera. I can't figure out how to pronounce that. And then I've planted some moss all around here because this stays shaded most of the day, except for in the evening. We get sun coming in from the west here. And then these are blooming. They smell like oranges, and the flowers are so cute. And it's like this really pretty ground cover, but it is like a menace to society because this is spread everywhere. It was here when we moved in, and it doesn't matter how many times I pull it up, it is all over my house. So if you know what this is, please let me know. Right here, I started spreading these white rocks around to make it more even, and I had put like a big rock right here to decorate with, but I just moved that to the back, which I'll show you in a couple minutes. And I just have like a potted hosta. This I haven't really done much with. These I still plan on probably next spring pulling out and trying to rehome because it just looks silly with this gap. I may potentially keep this one here, but I just don't really get these. I continuously weed this bed that has rocks, but once again, this awful ground cover, it doesn't matter how many times I pull these, they just pop up everywhere. I've got a cactus here, and then I planted blue star juniper here. I think it's going to get too big for this area, but I wanted to put something there, and I just really wanted to cool down this area. Lots of changes made to the front. I'm not going to walk all the way over there, but I have a Colorado blue spruce. I planted in this corner, I planted a black lace elderberry. I've got another spruce here, an arborvitae. Those are those 2 trees I showed in the last video that I bought at the plant sale. So I'm just slowly getting my screen going. You know, I think that's all I'm going to do this year. Just wait for things to fill in a little more and then start planting smaller things. I want to plant like a red bud and a crabapple here for some spring interest, and just kind of, you know, every year add a few things. I put a forsythia here. That's what this little bush is. Everyone around here has them, and they had them on clearance at Home Depot, so I grabbed one. So these, you can't really see the blue. I don't know what these are. They're not flowers. They're like little berries. I don't know, but you can see them. They're so pronounced now. This thing is so cool. This one doesn't have quite as many, and it has a lot of like dead spots and damage. I think it's from bagworms. I've seen a lot of the little bags, and so I bought some BT to spray these with in the evening, and it's just we've been getting so much rain that I haven't done it, but I'm pretty sure that's what's getting these, because I've pulled a million of those bags off. I don't have any on there right now to show you, but when you come back through the gate, this is probably where the biggest changes have made. So this just used to look like this awful dry dirt path, and I've started turning it into a flower bed. I put down cardboard and then covered it with compost and soil and some mulch just to keep the weeds down. And then I've started planting. So I've got some Shasta daisies and dahlias. This is Rudbeckia. I've got, these are gladiolus bulbs. I planted some yellow roses here. This is heather plant. I can't remember what kind, but I bought it on clearance, and it's supposedly evergreen. It had really pretty little pink delicate flowers on there. I've got some sedum here and some sedum here, and then these dianthus, like I'm obsessed with these. These smell so good. The foliage is like a light blue color. I usually don't go for like bright pinks, but I just think it's such a pretty pop. And then I bought this buddleia. This is I think it's like a raspberry. I can't remember the name. I think it's on the tag here. Raspberry, buzzhot raspberry butterfly bush. I know they're considered invasive in some areas, but they're not in my area. So I'm trying to make this like a pollinator friendly garden, and this place is just covered in butterflies and bees all day long. So I've been somewhat successful thus far. I obviously need to keep putting my rock border here, and then as you can see, I went real kind of tacky and got all these cute little fairy garden accessories from the Dollar Tree. I just couldn't resist. I thought they were cute, and I thought that my niece would think it's really fun when she came to visit. So they're kind of all over the place, but I know, I just couldn't. They were so cute. I've done a ton of tree trimming. So this tree right here just used to be like a wild bush. I've limbed it up. I've got some more work to do, getting rid of like some of these bottom pieces. I don't know what this is. It looks like it's getting ready to bloom or do something. I have no clue what this tree is, but it was just getting so unruly. It was like full of spiders, and I wanted to make it look more like a tree than a bush. So I did that today. I've started planting along this area. So we're actually going to take this gate out and just make it fence. And then I'm going to start the flower bed all here and then go all the way down to the porch. I know I mentioned this before, but this is a super deep water runoff. So I'm just going to fill it with like river rock to kind of help direct the flow of rain. We've gotten a couple quotes for gutters, but we haven't decided who to go with yet, and everyone's like backed up months and months with work orders, so who knows when that's going to happen. I planted an evergreen here. I can't remember what it's called, but this area doesn't get a lot of sun because of this birch tree. But I wanted something that was evergreen to just kind of cover our ugly trash can and AC unit. So I have done a ton of work on our patio. It's been a bit of a struggle because of the gutters. The water comes down here at such a heavy rate that it just like trashes my flower beds, or excuse me, my flower planters. So I've had to move them around for an empty spot so they don't get trashed. But I've got some salvia, you know, birds of paradise, dahlia, sweet potato vine. Same on this side here. And then these taller planters used to be in the corners. Sorry, we were grilling earlier. These taller planters used to be in the corners, but they were just getting destroyed from the water runoff, so I moved them. This is creeping Jenny. I've got some canna lilies coming up. Lobelia, this is the same thing that's in my front planters that just, I don't know why it's not blooming. I think maybe it's not getting enough sun, or it's just getting too much in that corner there. This little pom-pom plant, I can't remember what it's called. It's so cute. It reminds me of like little Dr. Seuss trees. I wish it would grow more on. It's been in here for a while and it hadn't done anything, but like this creeping Jenny is grown 10 times the tiny little plant when I got it. And then I have same thing on this side here. We've got some solar lights all over. I have them in the trees at night. It looks so pretty. I'll probably insert a picture in a few. And then we started planting along here. I've got a couple things in, not much yet. I've got some coral knockout roses and a hibiscus, and then a hardy hibiscus. I've got a crepe myrtle right here. And then we put an evergreen here, but I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to show it to you. It looks pretty rough. I don't think it had enough roots when I planted it. And then I put a little evergreen bush there as well. We've limbed all of these up, given them much better airflow, and lifted up the branches so that we can mow better. We've been burning like every single night because we're just taking down tons and tons of branches. The back looks so much better. We have mulched down most of the leaves on the ground, and so you can actually see the dirt now. You need to do a lot more tree trimming though. We got a chainsaw, so some of these like puny little rinky-dink trees that are just bald all the way up, we're going to take down to hopefully give better light to some of the ones that we're going to be keeping. But it looks so much better. We still have a ton of work to do. I mean, every time there's even like a 1 mile per hour wind gust, like all the dead stuff just falls, and we keep cleaning it up and cleaning it up and cleaning it up, but it's just everywhere all the time. We definitely have a mole problem. We talked to our neighbors and they said it's not gophers, it's moles, and he's constantly trapping them. I don't want to kill them. I've tried to use every like deterrent possible. I've used coffee grounds and cayenne pepper and every like soap and Mole Max, and it hasn't done anything. And they're just tearing it up. I mean, absolutely tearing it up. Holes everywhere. These are sinkholes from their tunneling. I mean, it just doesn't stop. I mean, some of these holes are enormous, and it's just everywhere. I mean, you can see it's everywhere. This whole back property. I know I said before, I think our septic system is here, but I was completely wrong. We still haven't found it, but both of our neighbors told us where theirs is, so we're assuming it's in the same area. It's going to be closer to the front of the house. So either they took this out intentionally, or moles have just dug so much in this area that anything that's been planted has come down. I want to get rid of them humanely, but nothing I've tried has worked, and I just don't know what to do, so we will see. But yeah, I mean, so much work has been done. Tons of money has been spent, unfortunately, but it's coming together, and I really love the way everything looks, and we've just spent so much time out here. We're finally getting to a point where it is just too dang hot to be outside. So I'll start working on the inside soon, but yeah, lots of progress.